I need everyone put down what they're doing. Stop your phone down and look at this. Okay? Look at it. Look at this. I need everyone to look at this. Right? That meme, holding their eyes open, look at it. Let me just get this out of the way, too. If you do not like tilts, fast forward probably 5+ minutes because we got a lot to talk about. Thankfully, I full swept the board in WNBA, had a great day there in DFS. It was still profitable. But the stuff that I witnessed in preseason football tonight, I'm literally pulling my hair out, man. So let's start with this. I have such a sharp draft in this snake draft, right? This guy literally drafts Ramondre Stevenson and Justin Jefferson. And he beats me with CJ Stroud. He beats me. I don't know why. Minnesota can't move the ball in the second half. McBride, your rookie running back. You have 3 active running backs. No, we're just not going to play him. Just not going to play him. Old, dusty. Abram Smith from the XFL, who you just signed 2 days ago. Just him. 3 yards in a cloud of dust every. Sure, okay. Your rookie running back, McBride. Your rookie. 5 snaps. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, seriously, what are we doing? And I mean, don't get me started with Pete Carroll, man. Can someone send that grandpa to the retirement home? Who does he think he is? Like Drew Lock 3.5 quarters for absolutely no reason. There was absolutely no reason to do that. They have a rookie quarterback, Holton Ahlers, sitting right behind him. This is the time to play your rookie. 3.5 quarters for Drew Lock for the Slappies. Jaron Hall Sharks? Way. Mullins needs a full half, and they just can't move the ball. Multiple drops. 3.5 quarters. Like, someone send that grandpa to the retirement home. I am so tired of Pete Carroll, man. The guy is such a loser. He is a loser. I mean, it's incredible the stuff that I witnessed. And I'm not even close to being done. As I said, you got at least a few more minutes of tilt before we talk about this preseason slate. Incredible. Let's just talk about some player prop stuff. I take Mike Boone less than 30.5 rushing receiving. Such a sharp play, right? Houston's gonna have 5 to 6 running backs, right? We get news just before the game starts, Dameon Pierce not playing. That's totally fine, right? You got 5 running backs. Now let's take a look at the other 4 running backs for Houston, right? And you got rookie Valladay, their rookie. He gets 4 carries. No one else comes even close to 30.5 rushing and receiving yards for the Houston Texan running backs. I have Mike Boone under 30.5 rushing and receiving. About 32 for him. Breaks off 2 long carries to start the game. Little dump off at the end to go over. No other running backs even close on Houston. I take the Tank Dell under receiving yards. They have like 11 active receivers. Just lock in on him, right? Just no one else in the game at wide receivers. Lock in on Tank Dell every single time. What are the Patriots doing? I mean, they had like 20 yards of offense today. How did the Faders know? They know. Patriots look like a middle school offense. I mean, can you just move the ball? They literally had like 20 total yards. How did the faders know? How did they know? And listen to this, right? The Seattle Seahawks running backs. I take Bryant Koback under 29.5 rushing yards. They have 5 running backs active. Let's take a look at the other running backs for Seattle today. All right. Roderick Thompson, 3 carries, 14 yards. Zach Charbonnet, 4 carries, 14 yards. This Wayne guy, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. 1 carry, 3 yards. DJ Dallas, 2 carries, 1 yard. You're thinking, you look at all those, right? There's no way Bryant Koback goes over 29.5, right? 32 rushing yards. The one thing I did hit on was Jake Bobo. I played a low on Jake Bobo. He absolutely smashed, caught a touchdown. But I'm telling you, man, I lost years, and I mean years off my life watching these games. Years, man. Jordan Addison. We're going to play him 6 to 10 snaps. About 27 snaps. Put it on the board, right? I have Addison under receiving yards. 27 snaps for him. We're going to play him very little. 6 to 10, 27 snaps. How can you, man? And just like, look at this again. Just look at this, dude. Just need Minnesota to just move the ball, or, oh, I don't know, McBride to maybe be on the field. Lost this entry. There's someone playing Justin Jefferson and Ramondre Stevenson. Just watching in the second half, right? It's going to be all McBride, because in the first half it was all Chandler, right? I was very high on Chandler. Chandler's a good play. I was debating him. It was him, McBride, and the New England running backs, right? And obviously I chose wrong. But just thinking it's going to be all McBride in the second half. The rookie that they drafted. Way. It's big. Smith. Yards and cloud of dust. Every play I'm watching. Incredible. Incredible. So I do not want to ever talk about these preseason games that occurred. We're just going to forget that happened. What I witnessed tonight is, if I didn't full sweep the board and have a great day in WNBA DFS too, I would be losing my mind even. So this is a more tame tilt. This is more tame tilt. All right, guys, let's talk about the 16 DFS slate. I will say, right now, for a few of these teams, there's not a lot of information out there. So we should be getting a lot of this stuff tomorrow. I'll have everything posted on Patreon. If you guys are looking for that content, if you're looking for depth charts, if you're looking for player pool, if you're looking for roster instruction videos for main and showdown slate, live stream, all that good stuff. I'll be posting snap counts after week 1, obviously. So all that stuff will be over on Patreon to give you an edge over the field. But yeah, just an incredible day today in preseason DFS. I cannot believe what I witnessed. I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. So get that happened. Didn't happen. The only thing that I played today was WNBA, right? And I went crazy. I didn't even play NFL preseason DFS. Nope. Didn't bet on any player props. No. Nah. I took the day off, right? Yeah. All right. Oh, and if you guys are not on Prize Picks, you can use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. Link down below. They do have preseason props that I did not play today. No way. I didn't play anything. Day off. Ready to grind tomorrow. Abram Smith not playing McBride. I have to say that one more. And Pete Carroll, for no reason, 3.5 quarters for Drew Lock. incredible stuff. If you play Drew Lock today, you need to reimburse me. You need to reimburse me for this. You need to reimburse me. Okay? Pay me that back. All right, let's go team by team. Let's talk through things. So Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, first game here. So for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you do have Kenny Pickett and the starters expected to play. Don't think they play more than 1 to 2 drives. But yeah, they have 4 quarterbacks. So this is kind of a stay away situation right now for Pittsburgh. Not much better at the running back position. I mean, they were like 6 active guys. It's kind of just a cross off for me as well. And I'm going to be saying this for a few teams, unless we get some news before lock. And then a wide receiver, there's really not much here. They have 11 active guys. Starters are expected to play probably a drive or 2. I mean, unless we get a lot of guys rolled out, I think the Steelers are just a team that I'm going to be crossing off. So no time to, or really no need to go like very in depth when it's just like, yeah, it's a team I have like very, very little interest in. All right, so for Tampa Bay, not a ton of interest here too. You got Baker Mayfield that's going to start tomorrow, and they said that Kyle Trask is going to start next week. They're kind of in that quarterback battle. You got Wolford as the quarterback 3. None of these guys have rushing upside. Unless we get confirmation that one of these quarterbacks is going to play like a half, I'm just going to stay away there. At the running back position, not a ton here either. I mean, Shad White, if we get news that they're going to play him like over a quarter, then maybe. You got Chase Edmonds, RB3, I guess. But yeah, just a very healthy team right now. And like not many guys expected to sit out. They did say some vets will be held out. So maybe like Evans, Godwin, maybe these wide receivers take a seat, right? Because like Rashad White's not really a vet, right? It's his second year, right? So maybe you see a couple of these wide receivers sit, and then I would have some interest in some of these back end guys. But yeah, as it stands right now, this first game is just pretty disgusting. Tight end, not much here either. So yeah, kind of a gross first game there. Let's move on to Green Bay. So Green Bay was one of the teams last year that we targeted a ton in the preseason because they didn't play Aaron Rodgers. They just played like Jordan Love and like they had like 4 or 5 wide receivers that played a majority of the game. A little bit different this year. Jordan Love probably gets 1 to 2 drives here, and they have 3 quarterbacks. You got Clifford behind him, and then Alex Magoo, a USFL guy, as the quarterback 3. For the running back position, so you probably get, again, a series or 2 from Jones/Dillon. I think the guys that play the most are probably Patrick Taylor, Tyler Goodson. Those guys are fighting for a spot behind Jones and Dillon. So those guys have like a little bit of interest in, but again, a lot of these early games, there's just not a ton here. The wide receiver position, I mean, they have 12 guys. Starters are expected to play 1 to 2 series. It's pretty gross. Pretty gross. So yeah, not a ton there. Tight end position, that could be a little bit shorthanded. We are keeping an eye on a couple of status of a couple of these guys, but with DeGuara, with Kraft, so they could be a little bit shorthanded. Like maybe we could look to like, I don't know, Taylor Davis or someone like that. So possibly with the tight end position. Let's move on to Cincinnati. So we know Joe Burrow is going to be out for this game. You still have 3 quarterbacks though. You got Simeon, you got Browning, you got Reed Sennett. None of them really have rushing upside. A little bit of rushing upside for Jake Brown, I guess, but yeah, not a ton of interest there in the quarterback position. For the running back position, so a good chunk of the starters are not going to play for Cincinnati. So Joe Mixon, I would be pretty surprised if he plays. I don't think we're going to see Travion Williams. So this is kind of the first situation where, okay, we're going to see a team that's, relatively shorthanded. It looks like they'll probably have 4 running backs for this game. So I think 2 guys that stand out would be Chase Brown and Chris Evans. These are guys that are behind Joe Mixon, but are young and expected, in my opinion, to probably get a good amount of work. those two I kind of do like for tomorrow. Wide receivers, so I don't think that we see the top 3 guys, Chase, Higgins, Boyd. They still have a healthy amount of receivers, though. So it's not like they're super, super shorthanded, but Irwin also could be a guy that, probably doesn't play a ton just because he's a veteran. So I think we can start looking to some of these back-end guys. I'd be lying to you if I said there's like one of these guys that really stood out. But, you got veteran Trent Taylor. You got Charlie Jones, I think gets a fair amount of work. So some of these back-end Cincinnati receivers, we'll see exactly what the actives and inactives are. We'll probably get that before lock. But there are some guys I think are at least in play there. And then tight end, I mean, they have 6 guys. We probably don't see Irv Smith. So still a lot of bodies there. All right, Atlanta and Miami. So Atlanta, my guess is right now that we probably see a couple series for Desmond Ridder. I don't think that's necessarily confirmed yet, but I'm thinking 1 to 2 series there. We'll keep an eye on the news though for the starters. Running back positions. So you have a couple fullbacks here. You got Bijan Robinson. I think on their initial depth chart, they had him listed as like the 3rd running back. I do have a little bit of interest in him. We'll see exactly how much he's going to play, though. Again, there's nothing really for sure locked in for tomorrow for Atlanta. So this is kind of one of those teams I'm going to be monitoring. Right now, they currently have 11 healthy wide receivers. So not a ton here either. You got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who was a former he was wide receiver, then he went to tight end. Now he's back to wide receiver. Again, Atlanta, one of those teams that doesn't look amazing either. Not a ton at the tight end position. All right, let's talk about Miami. So Tua, not expected to play. I don't think we see a lot of the main starters here for Miami. So that leaves 2 quarterbacks here for the Dolphins, which I think make both pretty solid options. Right, a lot of these teams that we've talked about have had 3, 4 quarterbacks. Well, Miami, they have 2. Right, we have Mike White and we have Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson does have some mobility. Mike White, solid quarterback. So I think those 2 are actually pretty good plays for tomorrow. At the running back position, so I don't think we see most there. Jeff Wilson also been a little bit banged up with his hand. We'll keep an eye on that. If both those guys are out, then this will be 4 guys. And Devin Achane, I don't know how to pronounce his name, the rookie, I think could get a lot of work. So he's someone that I actually do like quite a bit. I would guess of these Miami running backs, he's probably the guy that I like that gets the most work. You got Gaskin, Ahmed are fine options as well. Chris Brooks too. So Dolphins are a team that I do like for tomorrow. Again, relatively short-handed at the quarterback position. Might only have 4 running backs as well. For wide receivers, and I don't think we see Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. So this is a team that, and then Braylon Sanders also probably out. So they're actually relatively shorthanded. I think we could look to, some of these mid-end wide receivers, maybe a Craycraft, and Eric Azukama. You got Braxton Berrios, you got Cedric Wilson. So there are some receivers I think are viable here. We'll see exactly who's active and who's inactive going into tomorrow. And then tight ends, they have 5 guys. So I'd be lying to you if there's anything that really stood out there. All right, let's move on to the Giants and the Lions. Sorry. As you guys can tell, my voice has still not coming back fully. Obviously, that tilt probably didn't help. So a lot of the Giants starters not expected to play in this game. So don't think we see Daniel Jones. That leaves Tyrod Taylor and Tommy DeVito. And Tyrod Taylor's a proven vet. He's been around for a long, long time. So I don't think we see a ton of him. Could mean a lot of run for Tommy DeVito, the rookie quarterback out of Illinois. Tommy DeVito, really not good. He's not great, but if he's the guy that's going to play, 2.5, 3 quarters, I'm definitely going to have some interest. Hopefully we get some clarity on how much Tyrod Taylor plays. Now, if we get confirmation that Tyrod Taylor is going to play a full half, then I'm pretty high on Tyrod Taylor because he's got the mobility, right? So I do want to hopefully get some clarity on that situation for the Giants. Running backs, again, we're not going to see Saquon. Matt Breida, also a guy that, veteran. I don't think we see a ton of him. Gary Brightwell has been a little bit banged up. So this is a team actually that probably going to be pretty short-handed here at the running back position. I think Eric Gray is a guy that probably gets a good amount of work here. They're rookie. And then behind him, you have Robinson and Corbin. Robinson should be available for this game as well. But if he's out too, like they could be really short-handed here. So Giants are a team right now that look pretty good. I think Gray probably being my favorite option of those running backs. And then for wide receivers, so it's kind of tough. I really don't know what's happening in the Giants wide receiver depth chart. They have like so many slot receivers. 20 slot receivers on this team. Not even kidding. You got Robinson. You got Sterling Shepard. You got Jameson Crowder. You got Cole Beasley. You have literally like 5, 6 guys that are like slot wide receivers on this team. Robinson still out. I don't think we see Sterling Shepard. He's been injured basically every single year. I don't know if we see a ton of Hodgins, Slate, and Paris Campbell. So this could get relatively thin wide receiver core. Jalen Hylett would probably be my favorite option of this bunch of these wide receivers. Again, you have a lot of bets. Like, I don't think we need to see a ton from Jameson Crowder or Cole Beasley. It's just a weird wide receiver group, right? It's just like looking at this, it's like, why do the Giants have so many slot receivers? This does not make sense. But I think the rookie Hylett would probably be my favorite option there. And then the tight end position. So I don't think we see Darren Waller. Bellinger actually does intrigue me a little bit. Second-year guy. I think he could get a fair amount of work. And if they're going to limit him, then you could look to a guy like Lawrence Cager. So actually, tight end position does look relatively appealing here for the Giants. All right, let's move on to the Lions, who right now probably my favorite team to target. If you guys know, obviously I'm from Detroit. I'm a fan. It's not been fun being a Lions fan on my 29 years of Earth. I'm just going to say that. But yeah, I think this is probably my favorite team to target for the preseason tomorrow as it stands right now. So not going to see the starters here for the Lions. And then they did sign Teddy Bridgewater, but he's not going to play. That leaves 2 quarterbacks for the Lions. Leaves Nate Sudfeld, veteran, been around for a few years, and rookie Adrian Martinez. Now, Martinez is the guy that I'm really looking for, right? A guy that is very mobile. You saw him at what? He was Nebraska, and then he was Kansas State. Kansas State last year, right? But yeah, I think Adrian Martinez, definitely one of my favorite quarterback plays. Should get a half, maybe a little bit more. Very mobile, like I said. So I really, really like Adrian Martinez. Running back position. So this is where things get very, very, very interesting. Not going to see the starters, so I think that probably means we don't see Gibbs and Montgomery. Craig Reynolds, been banged up. Mo Ibrahim, been a little bit banged up. They just signed a couple running backs, I think just because how shorthanded they are. They signed Benny Snell and Devine Ozigbo. So this team could be really, really shorthanded, leaving a guy like Jamar Jefferson possibly getting a ton of work. We'll keep an eye on Ibrahim. If he is available to play, he's someone I think would play a lot too, the rookie from Minnesota. So Jamar Jefferson, Mo Ibrahim, I think both look really, really good right now. And then Craig Reynolds, also if he's available, probably will get some run. But again, he got a little bit banged up too. And Justin Jackson retired. So probably don't see Gibbs. Probably don't see Montgomery. Justin Jackson retired. Reynolds banged up. Ibrahim banged up, but I think probably plays. And then Kabita is a fullback. So Jamar Jefferson, Ibrahim could be playing a lot here for the Lions. Again, they just signed Snell and Ozigbo. I would be pretty surprised if they play a ton. But then again, signed Abram Smith a couple days ago. Play him over their rookie running back. Like it made no sense what I witnessed tonight. It made no sense. Nothing made sense tonight. Let's talk about the Lions wide receivers. So again, I don't think we see the starters. So starters, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marvin Jones Jr. definitely won't see them. I don't know if we'll see Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond too. Right? Those are kind of your top guys. So I don't know if we see those guys. Tom Kennedy, he got waived. He is no longer on the team. Trinity Benson, he got a little bit banged up. So this team, relatively shorthanded. I think there's a couple guys that I'm looking to. Denzel Mims from the Jets last year. I think he probably gets a good amount of work this game. I think Antonio Green, rookie, probably gets a fair amount of work as well. Dylan Drummond, undrafted rookie. He should get a lot of work here too. So this Lions team, again, if you do have the top 4 guys out, that's a pretty shorthanded team, right? So let's move on to Washington and Cleveland. All right. So for Washington, we know that Sam Howell's going to play. My guess is 1 to 2 drives. So that's usually when we don't have like for sure confirmation on starters playing time. Usually a pretty fair guess is 1 to 2 drives. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here for Sam Howell. So unless we have confirmation he's playing a full half or something, I'm going to stay away. Then you got Jacoby Brissett and Jake Fromm. They said Jake Fromm's going to play a lot, so like maybe you do get the whole second half from Jake Fromm. So maybe a little bit interested in him. Like maybe you get 1 quarter of Howell, 1 quarter of Brissett, and then the second half for Jake Fromm. Running back position for Washington. So there are a couple guys here that I think are interesting. Robinson and Antonio Gibson, I think, play probably whatever Sam Howell plays. So you get 1 to 2 drives from Howell. You probably get that from Robinson and Gibson. Chris Rodriguez, rookie, I think probably gets a good amount of work. And then you got Jonathan Williams, Jarrett Patterson, Derek Gore behind them. So Rodriguez would be the guy that I'd probably look to if I had to play one of these Washington running backs, just because rookie, I would guess he probably gets the most amount of work. Wide receiver position for Washington. So I think guys like McLaurin, Dotson, Samuel, probably even De'Ami Brown, those guys most likely get whatever Sam Howell plays, which I think is probably 1 to 2 drives. But still, like, there's a lot. 12, 13 wide receivers. So starters expect to play a little bit. It's honestly not much here that I'm going to look to. I'll probably just stay away. Tight end position. I mean, if I had to play one tight end, probably would be Cole Turner. He is he's a rookie, so he'll probably get a fair amount of work. All right, Cleveland. One of my least favorite teams to target here. We got 4 quarterbacks, all 4 expected to play. Sean Watson expected to play a series or 2. I mean, I do really I want to play DTR, but he's probably only going to get like a quarter at best. So I don't think I can do it. Running back position, I will say there are some interesting options here. So Jerome Ford, I would be pretty surprised if he plays in this game. You're probably going to get, again, 1 to 2 drives from Nick Chubb. Well, that leaves Demetric Felton, John Kelly, and Hassan Hall playing, the rest of the game. So you probably get, maybe a quarter from Chubb and the rest for these 3. So Felton got way more carries than I thought, and obviously is involved in the passing game. He's a good pass catcher. You got Kelly and you got Hall behind them. I think all those running backs are actually pretty good plays for Cleveland. So running back position, definitely my favorite, position to target for Cleveland. Wide receivers, there's not much here. Starters expect to play a bit. They have a lot of guys, so I'm probably going to stay away there. And then tight end position, I mean, if you wanted to play like Njoku in a drive or 2, I guess you can look to Harrison Bryant. Like maybe Bryant plays a little bit of starters and maybe some with the backups. But let's finish up here at Denver and Arizona. So this is the standalone late game. If you guys see, we have 5 games starting at either 6 or 6:30, and then you have this late night hammer here with Denver and Arizona. So Denver starters are expected to play a couple drives. They said very specifically 15 to 18 snaps. So I'm not going to get to Russell Wilson. Behind him, you have Jared Stidham, and then you have XFL legend Ben DiNucci. Really not a ton here for quarterback. For running back, Javonte Williams probably sees, again, snaps if he's going to be active. We'll play some during the preseason. I guess it's not 100% sure that he'll play tomorrow. But if he doesn't play, then you have 4 guys: P. Ryan Beatty, Jones, and McLaughlin. So actually, the Denver running backs I think are a little bit interesting, especially if Javonte Williams is for sure out. Wide receiver position, not a lot here. They just have a lot of bodies. Starters, again, I don't think I get to Judy or Sutton in that amount of time. A couple guys injured. Obviously, it's very sad. Tim Patrick out for the year, but they just have a lot of bodies, which I said about a good amount of teams on the slate, right? So let's finish up here with Arizona. Okay, so Arizona, Colt McCoy is going to play, but they have 4 quarterbacks, so no thank you on that one. Running back position, James Conner might get like whatever Colt McCoy's out there for, but I'd be pretty surprised if he plays a ton. Deontay Ingram got a little bit banged up, but probably will be good to go for this game. So you got him, you got Clement, you got Williams, you got DeMercado, all behind James Conner. DeMercado would probably be my favorite option, I would say, just because he's their rookie, and I would expect him to get the most amount of wide receiver position. So I don't think we see a ton of Hollywood Brown or Rondell Moore or Greg Dortch. Michael Wilson, I would say, is probably my favorite option. Their rookie wide receiver. I think he looks pretty good. You got Basilia as well. I think he'll get a good amount of work in this game, but that's probably where I would look there. And then tight end position, they still, again, have a good amount of guys. Maybe a little bit interested in a guy like Trey McBride, but I doubt he'll play a ton. So that's it, guys. That is the team-by-team breakdown. Again, for a lot of these teams, not very appealing. There's a couple teams that do look good. A couple teams are going to be pretty short-handed, so I'll be looking to stack a few of these teams for sure. Yeah, thanks as always. Thanks for putting up with the tilt. Just, again, like I said, mind-blowing stuff. it's just like a bad, what did I watch? Incredible. Thanks as always, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you all in the next video.